In the year 2000, this incident took place in Kampong Chnang province. Devi was 8 months pregnant, and her husband was not staying at home with her. He traveled from village to village selling blankets and mosquito nets. Devi often felt bored and restless staying home alone, so she asked her siblings to let her go out with them, saying she was tired of being indoors all the time. Her brothers refused at first, telling her, "You're heavily pregnant, don't go. We'll be traveling by boat." But her older sister said, "It's all right. She won't ride the boat. She'll wait on the riverbank." The others agreed, and the group set off together. When they arrived, the 2 older sisters stayed on land while the younger brothers took the boat out to gather water, hyacinth flowers, and lotus for selling later. Witnesses said the sky was dark and heavy with clouds. The sisters shouted to the brothers, "Come back! The sky is closing in, it's going to rain." The brothers replied, "Just a moment. We'll finish and return." Soon the rain began to fall. The sisters didn't dare take shelter under the trees. The brothers hurriedly turned the boat back, worried about their pregnant sister. But unfortunately, the boat overturned. They leapt into the water, trying to save themselves. Seeing this, Devi walked toward the water to help them, but slipped, fell backward, and slid into the river. Everyone rushed to rescue her. People nearby also ran to help. They pulled her from the water and carried her back home in the rain. But tragically, she had already stopped breathing. The whole village was shaken with grief. The neighbors mourned, saying how truly unfortunate it was. Preparations were made for the funeral, though her husband still did not yet know what had happened. By around 7 in the evening, the funeral canopy had been set up. It was still lightly raining. The body was kept inside the house in the usual way. When the achar arrived, he uncovered her face and said, "The body looks peaceful. The eyes are closed well." "It is fine," then covered her again. A moment later, thunder rumbled outside. The achar said, "When there is thunder after someone has died, the spirit is not yet at rest. Bring me candles, incense, and the clothes of the deceased." The family brought them, and the achar lit the incense, praying for the spirit to become calm and not be carried away by the thunder. When the ritual was finished, he told them to hang the clothes in the middle of the funeral canopy, light a pair of candles at the staircase, and turn on all the lights. The family stayed together, keeping watch. Around 9 o'clock that night, the mother of the deceased came forward and said, "The body is becoming swollen. The belly is growing large." At first, the achar did not know that the corpse's belly had become swollen. When he finally learned about it, he called out, "Where are the people preparing the funeral? Where are the relatives?" He told them he had something important to explain, that this was a 2-spirit death, and that the direction of the cremation platform mattered. He instructed the relatives, "Raise the head of the body higher than the stomach. Do not let the stomach face upward. Wrap the body tightly. Do not leave it lying loosely in the open." He ordered them to find a long piece of bamboo, about 2 meters in length, and place it beside the body according to ritual, saying it would prevent the spirit from becoming restless and wandering. Villagers said that on the night she died, some people went out to catch frogs and saw a tall shadow moving through the fields. The relatives thought nothing of it. They were busy preparing the funeral. They followed the achar's instructions and set up the cremation place at a distance from the house, facing a specific direction. When everything was ready, they kept vigil through the night, but the caretaker of the cremation platform refused to sleep near it. He said it felt strange, not like other funerals. He noticed ashes scattered there and wondered who had come to sprinkle them. The next evening, during the cremation, the body would not burn. They assumed it was because she had drowned, but they were puzzled because she had been pulled from the water immediately, not after 2 or 3 days. Still, the fire resisted the body. Only after more than 10 hours did it finally burn completely. The ashes were gathered, the rites were completed, and everything seemed finished. 7 days later, villagers gathered to mark the 7th-day memorial. People whispered that the spirit still wandered, that she had not moved on. Her siblings became angry, saying, "Why does our sister's ghost keep haunting people?" 4 or 5 days after that, a stormy night came. The sky darkened as if rain were approaching. A woman went outside to bring her laundry and rice stalks into the house. She called her husband to help. Then suddenly she heard someone calling to her. "Auntie, Auntie." She turned to look, but saw no one, so she told her husband. He told her not to worry. But when he glanced toward the front of the house, he saw someone standing there. He called his wife to come and look. Together they saw it. A ghost, clinging to the window frame, arms stretched forward, body swaying back and forth. It was dressed entirely in white, with thick tangled hair. Rain poured down heavily. Yet all through the night, they could still hear the ghost moaning until dawn. The woman fell ill from fear. She did not dare tell the neighbors. She only confided in her children and grandchildren. Meanwhile, the people living behind the house were haunted as well. They constantly heard footsteps going up and down the stairs, but whenever they looked, there was no one there. When they went upstairs, the sound would echo again, like an animal crying beneath the house. They went back down to search, but still saw nothing. After a while, the sound returned once more, coming from the stairway. Realizing it was a ghost, they ran back into the house in fear. From then on, those who usually went out at night to fish or gather lotus refused to go. No one dared leave their homes after dark. People only went out at dawn, around 6 or 7 in the morning. One evening, an old man went to pick lotus flowers by boat. As he reached out to gather them, it felt as though someone was pulling his boat aside. At first, he thought it was a crocodile. But seeing there were still many flowers, he turned the boat back and continued picking them. As he laid the flowers in the boat and turned to look, he saw the ghost sitting right at the bow. Its feet were pressed down on the pile of lotus flowers, its hands gripping the sides of the boat, facing him directly. Terrified, the old man leapt into the water and swam to shore, shouting to the others that the ghost was haunting the river. Later, around 6 or 7 in the evening, another villager went to buy cooking oil. There were 4 or 5 trees along the path, but strangely, only one tree shook violently in the wind, while the others remained still. He continued walking until he reached a mango tree. Suddenly, his whole body turned cold. He didn't dare lift his eyes. He kept his head bowed and walked forward until he passed it. When he came back along the same path, he reached the mango tree again, and water poured down over him from above, as if someone had splashed it on him. He ran in terror, screaming that the ghost had drenched him. Yet when people looked closely, his clothes were completely dry. Some villagers were so frightened that they built protective spirit shrines in front of their houses. After some time, they finally decided to invite the monk to bless the area and perform boundary rites. From that moment on, the haunting ceased, and everything became quiet again.